Okay, Ian, how are you?
Good, Nathan. Very nice to catch up with you again.
Yes. So tell us, what's the really important things about handling food?
Okay, whether you're working in a kitchen, or whether you're working in a food processing establishment, or in fact even in an laboratory if you were working in those areas, there are probably three things that you need to really consider and practice and carry out correctly. One is wearing hairnets correctly.
Yeah.
The other thing is about washing your hands, and we'll talk about that. And the third thing is about picking things up off the floor.
Yeah.
And again,
5 seconds is okay?
no, the 5-second rule isn't okay.
Right.
And we'll talk about that during the interview.
4 seconds.
But first of all,
Yeah.
number one criteria for working with food is to wear a hairnet correctly.
Nice.
Now, some people wear it such as that.
Yeah.
Not really good enough for food processing or food handling.
Yeah.
You'll find there are three things. People will also wear it like that, and we like to have our fringes out, which looks a bit neater.
Yeah, it's good.
The only problem is we're still going to allow hair, if you had any, and I don't have much anymore, to fall on the food. The only way that we can consider wearing hairnets in food prep areas is to have hair fully enclosed, so that there is no hair showing.
Yeah.
The problem is with hair, of course, is that people don't like finding hair in their food. The other part is the majority of people don't realise that hair also can carry harmful bacteria. Therefore, it can become a food safety issue if it's found as well. So people think they've got clean hair. In fact, it does harbour bacteria as well. The other important issue, as I said before, is about hand washing.
Yeah.
We need to have people wash their hands before, during and after they're handling food to make sure that they get a clean environment in which to handle food.
How do you wash your hand? I mean, do you have to use a special soap?
It should be what's called food grade soap, used in either kitchens or processing, not the stuff you buy in the supermarket that's nice and perfumed.
Yeah.
We can't use perfume. I'm sure that our kitchens at Chisholm only have the food grade detergent
Do you have to wash it for a certain amount of time? Do you have to
Look, there is, and to be honest, we've got to be very careful about how we demonstrate that, because we could talk for an hour just on hand washing.
Jeez.
So it's important that people do wash between their fingers, around rings, watches, etc.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really wear rings while you're handling food, because they harbour bacteria as well. However, for the purpose of the exercise, let's assume that we can't all take our rings off. So hand washing is important, and wear gloves where they're available. Although that's not a legal requirement.
Right. That's interesting. I always tend to, see somebody with gloves, just think that, it's all hygienically done.
Is. Well, gloves can be as harmful as what your hands are if you don't either change gloves regularly or in fact wash the gloves as well.
Yeah.
So they can harbour bacteria just the same. The other important part with this is the hand washing is important because particularly if you've got little nicks or cuts on your hand or even pimples. The other thing is we don't want people, wiping their brow because they're hot, twiddling with their ears, because that they harbour harmful bacteria as well, and or as you see some chefs doing, just rubbing their nose and wiping their hands on their clothes. 80% of our population carry Staphylococcus aureus, which is a food poisoning organism, or golden staph in their nasal passages. So any of this sort of stuff will no doubt transfer Staphylococcus or any other bacteria into the food, which is what we don't want.
No.
Now, the third important part is if we drop food on the floor,
Quickly pick it up.
But we can't reuse it. The 5-second rule we can't apply. It's now got to go in the rubbish bin, and most importantly, again, go and wash your hands. Now, if you're working in the kitchen, or if you're carrying out any of these activities in handling food or producing food, it's important that people practice good food hygiene continually, not just when someone's watching.
Yes. That's a good one. So, like the key things, hairnet.
Correct.
Make sure it's covered your hair completely.
Yes.
Wash your hands thoroughly, and if you potentially if you touch something which is contaminated, wash your hands again.
Absolutely, rewash your hands.
Is hot water, you need to use hot water when you're washing your hands?
You need to use what we call tepid water,
Yeah.
body temperature water, so not too hot, not too cold. Plenty of detergent and rinse thoroughly. Yep.
And if you drop food on the ground, pick it up, put it in the bin, wash your hands.
Wash your hands immediately.
Right.
That's it.
I reckon that's good.
Thanks, Nate.